Welcome to the Lifestyle Herbalist, the podcast where holistic wellness meets everyday living. I'm your host, Dabney Vaccaro, registered dental hygienist, clinical herbalist, and certified health coach. We're passionate about bridging the gap between conventional medicine and plant-powered healing. Whether we're diving into oral microbiome health, the power of adaptogens, or just simple steps for vibrant living, our goal is to help you feel empowered with practical science-backed and earth-grown solutions. So grab your favorite cup of tea as we dive into this episode. Hello and welcome back to the Lifestyle Herbalist. I'm your host Dabney, and today we're going to dive into the world we all have visited every single night, but often don't give much thought to, the world of sleep. We'll be exploring why sleep isn't just a passive state, but an active, essential pillar of our health. We're going to unpack the mystery of dreams, answer why some of us get stuck in these reoccurring nightmares, and most importantly, what we can do about it. So get comfortable and let's talk about the silent superstar, and that's sleep. Before we get into the fantasy world of dreams, we'll have to talk a little bit about the foundation. You see, sleep itself, it's not just downtime, it's your body and brain's most critical maintenance shift. During sleep, sleep is just a physical powerhouse. It's a time for our body to repair. It repairs muscle tissue, releases growth hormones, synthesizes proteins, and it's really essential for athletic recovery and physical growth, especially for our youngsters. It's also an immune booster. Lack of sleep can make you far more susceptible to catching a cold or a flu. A well-rested body produces cytokines. These are proteins that are target infections and inflammation, and that's really important to stay healthy. Then there's the metabolic health. Sleep regulates hormones that control appetite like ghrelin and leptin. And when we're sleep deprived, we have more ghrelin, which makes us hungry, and we have less leptin that makes us feel full. And this direct link is points to weight gain and issues like type 2 diabetes. I know for me, when I don't sleep well, I certainly do want to eat more. And I thought, well, maybe it's just because I'm trying to stay awake. Not sure. Now I know that it's because of this hormone, ghrelin and leptin. And then we have the mental part of it. Our brain is busy filing away the day's experiences. They move them from short-term storage from the hippocampus to the long-term storage of the cortex. This is why sleeping on it oftentimes helps us remember things and helps us to solve a problem. Then we have brain cleansing. Sleep is so great for our brain to clear. That lymphatic system is our brain's waste clearing system. Our brain kicks into high gear during that deep sleep. It flushes out toxins and metabolic byproducts that build up during the day. One of these toxins is beta amyloid, which is associated with Alzheimer's disease. Then we have the emotional regulation. The amygdala, which is our emotional brain center, goes into overdrive when we're tired. Sleep, particularly REM, helps recalibrate our emotional responses, making us less reactive and more resilient to stress. So we've established that sleep is absolutely critical. But what about the part of sleep that feels like a strange nightly movie? Let's talk about dreams. Why we dream and why it matters if you don't. Well, dreams occur primarily during the REM, which is the rapid eye movement stage of sleep. This isn't just a random statistic. It's a purposefully active process. So during REM sleep, one of the leading theories is that our brain processes the day's emotional events in a safe environment, stripping away the intense emotional charges. It's like a form of overnight therapy. Dreams might be a side effect of our brain linking new memories with old ones, creating a vast interconnected network of knowledge. This helps with learning and creativity. And then some evolutionary psychologists suggest that dreaming is a way to simulate potential threats. and rehearse our responses in a low-stakes environment. I know for me, sometimes I dream, and sometimes I think I didn't dream at all. But here's the reality. Everyone dreams every night. The issue is recall. If you don't recall, you almost certainly waking up outside of the REM cycle, and the memory of the dream fades within minutes. Factors that hurt dream recall are alcohol, certain medications, and sleep deprivation itself. So what does it mean if you do remember your dreams? It often means that you're sleeping lightly enough to wake up during the right after the REM cycle. And it can also be a sign that high sleep quality if you're feeling refreshed in the morning. And interestingly enough, paying attention to our dreams and writing them down can dramatically improve the recall over time. But what happens if that nightly movie turns into a horror film? Let's talk about the reoccurring nightmares. Has that ever happened to you? I remember times when I was really under stress in hygiene school. I kept remembering I was at school and I just couldn't remember the lock, my combination to my locker. The bell was about to ring. I knew I was going to be late for school or to my class, and it just kept happening over and over and over. The other reoccurring nightmare was when I was also in hygiene school, believe it or not, and I was cleaning my teeth with floss, and when I would pull out the floss, my teeth were coming out too. It was just a weird time of life, let's just say. I must have been under a lot of stress. But a bad dream is one thing, but a reoccurring nightmare, this is when the same terrifying theme or story replays night after night. It's a sign that something deeper needs attention. So most of the time, there's some unprocessed trauma or stress. This is the most common cause. The brain, you see, is trying and failing to process a deeply distressing or traumatic event. The nightmare is a signal that the emotional charge is still very active. Sometimes it's from unresolved conflict or an anxiety. A reoccurring nightmare about being chased or falling or being unprepared for a test can symbolize ongoing anxiety in your waking life, a feeling of being threatened or out of control or not meeting expectations. It could also be a warning sign. Your subconscious might be trying to get your attention about a situation that you're consciously ignoring. Are you in a toxic relationship, a job you hate? Is there a health fear? So, how do we navigate these reoccurring night terrors? First of all, we're supposed to address our daytime anxiety and stress. This is the first step. Mindfulness, meditation, therapy, and exercise all help to lower our overall anxiety baseline, which often quiets the nightmares. It's also a good practice to have good sleep hygiene. A consistent sleep schedule, and a cool, dark, quiet room, and avoid screens before bed can all help our sleep. So one thing I recently learned was something called Imagery Rehearsal Therapy, IRT. This is highly effective and evidence-based technique used by sleep specialists. First of all, you write down your nightmare in detail. While awake and calm, rewrite the ending. Change it to something positive, empowering, or even bizarrely peaceful. Instead of being chased, you turn around and offer the monster a cup of tea. Instead of falling, you sprout wings and fly. Next, you rehearse this new positive ending in your mind for about 10 minutes each day. Over time, this reprograms your brain's response to the nightmare script. So, let's bring it all together. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a non-negotiable biological function for a healthy body and a sound mind. Dreams are a vital part of that process. It helps us manage our memories and emotions. And if your dreams turn into persistent nightmares, try to see them not as a curse, but as a message, a signal from your subconscious that something needs your attention. So, what are some actionable steps? First, prioritize your quality of sleep. You should be getting between 7 and 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Treat it with the same importance as eating a healthy food and exercising. Number 2, don't fear your dreams. See them as a fascinating insights into your inner world. Number 3, if you have reoccurring nightmares, try Imagery Rehearsal Therapy. It's a powerful tool to take back the control of your dreamscape. Thanks so much for listening. If this episode helped you, please share it with a friend. In the meantime, have some sweet dreams.